Hello and welcome to my channel, Rhino here. Today we've got something a little different for you. Now I promise I'm not turning into an anti-sjw channel, but I thought it'd be fun to go through this Buzzfeed Check Your Privilege quiz, or checklist rather. They seem to be under the impression that basically everyone who is white, male, and straight is basically more privileged than everyone else. So let's see how privileged I am. Okay, so yeah, I am white. I have been discriminated against because of my skin color. I actually used to work at a restaurant that was owned by a Chinese lady, and she kept on hiring these servers that they were Chinese, but they barely spoke any English, and we're in an English-speaking country. They couldn't even do their job properly. Most of them were too nervous to even go to the tables. So if you ended up working with one of them, you would do the majority of the work. They'd get the one or two Chinese tables that came in for the whole night. And then worse than that, it was a tip pool situation, so they got an equal share of the money that came in that night. It was absolutely ridiculous, and I was in charge of scheduling, and if I didn't give them the preferred shifts, I would get in shit for that. So yeah, I have been discriminated against because of my skin color. I've never been the only person of my race in a room. Yeah, it was often just me and some of those Chinese workers, and that's not the only time that I have been the only white person in a room. I've never been mocked for my accent. I went on a trip to England when I was younger, and I indeed was mocked for my accent there a couple times. I've never been told I'm attractive for my race. Okay, yeah, no, haven't. I've never been a victim of violence because of my race. I've never really been a victim of violence, like occasional schoolyard bullying stuff. I was beaten up a couple times as a kid, but I don't think that was racial. I've never been called a racial slur. I absolutely have. I've never been told I sound white. Yeah, no, I haven't. A stranger has never asked to touch my hair or asked if it is real. I have had strangers ask to touch my hair. I have very poofy hair, and sometimes people want to touch it. Yeah, I'm heterosexual. Never lied about my sexuality. Not that I remember. I may have at some point, just jokingly. I've never had to come out. I assume they mean sexuality here, but atheism is something that in North America you have to come out. In fact, I'm still in the closet atheist to some people in my life. So yeah, I do have to come out. I've never doubted my parents' acceptance of my sexuality. Yeah, I am straight, but when I was younger, when I was first starting to develop interest in girls, I was actually afraid to admit that I was starting to feel attracted to girls because I didn't know how my parents would react. So yeah, I think that would count as that. I have been called a fag. I've never been called a dyke. Anyone who's gay and anyone who's a lesbian, like, one of them is going to get checked off and the other one is not going to get checked off. So that question is kind of like, it's one of those 50-50 things where everyone's going to check one, so it kind of self-nullifies there. I've never been called a fairy or any other derogatory slur for homosexuals. I have, actually. It was by my gay boss, actually. I've never tried to hide my sexuality. Again, oh wait, no, I should uncheck that one because I did doubt my parents' acceptance, and that goes in with this one. I was trying to hide that I was attracted to girls. I wasn't trying to act like I was attracted to boys, but I was trying to hide that I was attracted to girls. I'm always comfortable with PDA with my partner in public. That's a tautology there. The letter P there stands for public, so you can probably take the public out there. But no, I'm not comfortable with PDA. I've never pretended to be just friends with my significant other. No, I haven't. I've never been ostracized by my religion for my sexual orientation. Well, I have no religion. Yeah, I guess. I've never been told I would burn in hell for my sexual orientation. No, but I have been told I'll burn in hell plenty. But no, not for being straight. Well, that depends on how you look at it, because fornication is a thing that people say you'll burn in hell for, and that's something that straight people do. But, oh, what the hell? I'll give them the check mark. I've never been told that my sexuality is just a phase. Yeah, okay. I've never been violently threatened because of my sexuality. Not that I remember. Yeah, I'm a man. Yeah, I feel comfortable being a man. Yeah, I still identify as a man. I've never tried to change my gender, not seriously. I've never been denied an opportunity because of my gender. Actually, I quite regularly, actually. Um, Things like affirmative action. We have to have equal numbers of women in the workplace as men. We have to have equal numbers of black women, especially. We need to hire the black women over the white men. So yeah, I have been denied opportunities because of my gender. I make more money than professional counterparts of a different gender. They actually make more money than me. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a server in a restaurant, and female servers typically do earn more in tips than the men. And if you're talking about just wages, not including the tips in there, I am currently the low guy on the totem pole, and we've actually discussed this. I know exactly what my female counterparts make, and it's a higher wage than me. But that's just a seniority thing. It's because I'm the low guy on the totem pole. I've never felt unsafe because of my gender. I actually do sometimes feel unsafe because of my gender, seeing as how men are more often the victims of violent crimes than women. I've never been catcalled. I have been catcalled, actually, believe it or not. I have been sexually harassed, not assaulted, really, but it has happened. I've had both men and women give me unwanted sexual advances, one of which she wouldn't believe that I was married and insisted on writing her phone number on my hand. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I definitely have been. Never been raped, no. Do not work a salaried job. Yes, we have lived below the poverty line. Yes, I do have student loans. I have gone to bed hungry. No, never been homeless. My parents have never paid any of my bills. I don't currently rely on public transportation, but I have in the past. I'll give them that check anyways. The sweater I'm wearing right now is so old that my newer sweater has now been retired in favor of this older one because this old one is in better condition, and my wife was embarrassed to see me in the newer one. It's in such a bad condition. So no, if I don't even buy new socks once a month. I probably should, actually. I do my taxes myself every year. I feel poor every winter. That's the slow season. That's when I make zero money. I've never had to worry about making rent. Yeah, absolutely I have. I currently work as a waiter, so there we go. Never had an unpaid internship. Never had multiple. Yeah, I did go to a summer camp. I did actually go to a private school, but it pretty much broke the bank for my mother. I kind of feel bad about that. I should have just gone to public school. Did graduate high school. Did not go to an elite college. I went to a community college. I did not graduate. My parents paid none of my tuition. I did not have a car in high school. Yes, I've had roommates. No. I actually currently do not have cable since I use Netflix, man. Like $10 a month. It's a lot cheaper than cable. And also growing up, we had bunny ears. That was it. I can tell you right now, we had channels 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 23, 29, sometimes 26, and then it would cycle back to 3, so we didn't get much. 55 would come in occasionally. I think that was global. I have traveled internationally, not once a year. Never studied abroad. I have skipped meals to save money. I think Sally Mae has something to do with student loans. Being not American, I don't know a great deal about Sally Mae, but I'm not going to check that one off because that is something that is very specific to the United States. So, if it does have something to do with student loans, then Canadian equivalent or the Ontario equivalent, I know what OSAP is. I have never gone abroad for spring break. I usually studied. I do not have frequent well, I have air miles. I've never actually racked up enough to use them. Yeah, I guess that's not frequent flyer miles, that's air miles. Yeah, my parents are heterosexual. They're both alive, not still married. Do not have any physical disabilities. Does bad eyesight count as a physical disability? I'll just give them that one for the hell of it. Social disabilities. I don't know. I didn't even know that was a thing, but sure. Do not have any learning disabilities. I've been addicted to eating certain foods, so I'm going to say that yes, that counts as an eating disorder. Never been clinically depressed. I mean, everybody goes through phases. I have considered suicide, actually. I've never attempted it. Never taken medication for mental health. No. And no, can't really afford medication if when I need it. It's always a bit nerve-wracking this time of year when the kids get sick and we need to take them into the hospital. If they get a prescription, then it's always a big question of where the money's going to come from for that. I've never been told I got too skinny quite a bit when I was younger. Never felt overweight or underweight or too skinny. Yeah, I actually currently am a little bit overweight, not majorly, but I should probably lose a few pounds, and I was too skinny when I was a kid. Never been shamed for my body type. Yes, I have. I've considered myself to be physically attractive. Yeah, somewhat. Nope, can't afford a therapist. I haven't. My kids have. Everyone got sick this winter. It was bad. I've never had an addiction. Well, I assume you mean drugs, but I'm going to leave this one unchecked because I did have that food addiction. Potato chips, those things are deadly. Used to eat an entire big, like not the little personal size bag, the big bag that you're supposed to break out at a party. I used to eat one of those every day. It was nasty. I should have died of a heart attack when I was 22. I've never been violently threatened for my religious beliefs. Well, if you include online threats, I have been violently threatened for my lack of religious beliefs. I've never been violently attacked for my religious beliefs. Nope. There is a place of worship for my religion in my town. No, there is no atheist hall that I'm aware of anywhere near me. It's really hard to find other atheists in my area. I've never lied about my ethnicity as a self-defense. Who lies about their ethnicity as a self-defense? Like, do people, go around trying to beat Spanish people up, and they're all like, no, man, I know Spanish, I white. Sorry for my atrocious Hispanic accent, but no, I haven't. I don't think anyone really has. Yeah, whatever. I've never lied about my religion as a self-defense. Yes, I have. I pretend to be Christian every now and then when I'm around certain people. All my jobs have been accommodating my religious practices. Yeah, I'll give them that. I've never felt like my atheism has threatened my job. I'm not nervous in airport security lines. Who is not nervous in airport security lines? I don't care what color your skin is or what have you. Everyone's nervous in an airport security line. I have never heard this statement. You have been randomly selected for secondary passport control. Not passport control, but I do get, we do get, you have been randomly selected for non-compliance examinations. We have our Nexus card to pass into the States, which is like a trusted passport where they ask fewer questions, but they do randomly select you quite frequently to go and search your vehicle to make sure you're not using it to smuggle things. I've never seriously been called a terrorist. I'll just give you that one. Nobody's ever tried to save me for my religious beliefs. Yes, they have. I've never been cyberbullied for any of my identities. Yeah, I have. Yes, I was bullied as a child. I don't know for any of my identities. I don't know what that means, but because I identified as a not cool kid, I guess. I've never tried to distance myself from any of my identities. Yes, no. Let's uncheck that because yes, I have. I've never been self-conscious about any of my identities. Yes, I have. I've never questioned any of my identities. Yes, I have. I used to be a Christian, and I questioned that, and now I'm an atheist. I feel privileged because of the identities I was born with. Nope, not at all. So let's check my privilege. You live with 37 out of 100 points of privilege. You're not privileged at all. You grew up with an intersectional, complicated identity, and life never let you forget it. You've had your fair share of struggles, and you've worked hard to overcome them. We do not live in an ideal world, and you had to learn that the hard way. It's not your responsibility to educate the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know what? I am a straight white male. Look at my straight white male privilege by your own quiz, Buzzfeed. You can't just say all straight white people with penises experience privilege. That is a generalization that is not warranted, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Individual cases, there are black people that are doing better than me. There are black people that are doing worse than me. There are men that are doing better than me. There are men that are doing worse than me. There are women that are doing better than me. There are women that are doing worse than me. It's an individual thing. So that's it for now. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you feel like it, you can subscribe to me on Twitter or Minds, and we'll see you next time.